Sports Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Things happen, so you learn from it and you move on, and that's where we're at.
Andy, with the end of the game, what's the just level of frustration?
No, we're not there. We're moving on. That's where we're at. It's happened, done.
They have to manage games. You know, they have to be more of what Alex Smith's offense was like when he was here. They have to take care of the football. They have to run the ball effectively. They have to move the chains. They have to have 10, 12 play drives. The chunk plays aren't there. The explosion plays aren't there. I don't really have a lot of confidence it's going to change because they're just not built in.
This year is different. There is no one coming to save them. We're past the trade deadline. Anyone who's going to help you is in-house. And give me one reason why I should believe that these receivers are going to make things happen this year.
The strong in-house candidate is Gerard Mayo, one of their linebackers coaches, who they kept with a contract extension this past offseason with the intention to keep him with the team long-term, and he's been on the head coaching interview circuit.
You can't simulate a 6'6" guy that can jump up at the top that has a really big wingspan. Well, you try and you try and you try, and for some reason we just don't understand that he's going to keep stealing that thing every time.
It's a fact that Kansas State's president decided you can no longer represent us. We're not comfortable with it. And it is now also a fact that the University of Memphis has said we are comfortable with it. But Memphis these days is pretty comfortable with anything. I mean, their best recruit is still technically a part of the program. He's not playing, but he's a convicted felon for allegedly, he was credibly accused of firing a gun into a car filled with 6 people.
We've had a busy, couple weeks. We had a couple swim meets last week, competed in Hutch, and then turn around and go to Garden City.
Back to Luis. Luis open for a 3. He hits it. Absolutely huge shot by Luis Rodriguez.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KBGB, 95.5 FM, Talk of the Town. Welcome in. It is the Thursday show. We've almost navigated the entire week. Steve Webster along with Aaron Clark, Mike Corson, and Mike Hesher on the Thursday show today. We're going to talk Great Bend Panther basketball on the program. Kyle Cree will be in. He's bringing a couple of players. Parker Dix, senior, who scored a double figures the last 2 games, and Isaiah Reed, who had a career-high 15 in Tuesday's win over Larned, will be with us. Panthers play at Emporia tomorrow night. And a Barton Cougar wrestling coach, Nathan Brockelman, in studio. Will be joined by a couple of Hoiston Cardinal wrestlers, Derek Yacht and Easton Radetsky. And the Thursday sports headlines coming your way as well later on in the show. But first, of course, sounds of the past 24 hours or so. We begin with Andy Reid. Ready to move on. Got a little terse yesterday. Somebody wanted to ask him about the end of that game again. Thank goodness he moved on. I've moved on. The New England Patriots are next.
Is that Andy Belichick?
We'll get to that New England game here in just a second. Chiefs have lost 3 of their last 4 at New England, noon on Sunday in New England, 11 o'clock pregame on B104.3 The Point.
So this is kind of fun. I missed it when the Royals were good, and you guys probably had a whole lot to talk about. Not fun this summer. We did catch a good year last year, but this is kind of fun. Lots of Chiefs chat about how are we going to fix this. Not used to that.
8-5.
Yeah, expectations have changed.
And the AFC is still just as much of a dog race as it looked like it could be early in the year. Some of the teams maybe weren't as expected. You might have thought Buffalo would be a little better, but people thought Miami could be very good. They've proven that's the case. The Baltimore Ravens are looking more and more legit as the season goes on. You don't think so? I think the longer they can manage to stay healthy and keep those pieces on the team, on the field.
They got Lamar Jackson. Miami, I still fear Buffalo more than any of those teams right now.
Well, and we saw for good reason if Buffalo can manage to make the playoffs.
They beat the Chiefs 3 of the last 5 times. I mean, it's.
But what was it? Last year's playoffs, every one of them went down to the wire. Look who has kickers: Baltimore, Dallas. Now, scary.
Well, we've got a kicker hadn't missed a field goal all year, so true. I mean that's. Yeah. I still get nervous on extra points. NFL Network's Jeff Chadia. So how the Chiefs going to fix this? They're not going to go. He said it's not going to go back to the 1 or 2 play drives. It's going to be don't turn the ball over, long sustaining drives. Don't make dumb penalties.
And Pacheco, I think, is a big piece of that. Obviously, as a running game, and he was out in a critical game. So he gets healthy, that might be a difference.
Yeah, he didn't practice yesterday, so we'll see if his availability. And ESPN's Damian Woody, the Chiefs are vulnerable, but again, who isn't in the NFL besides maybe the 49ers? And maybe you can say that about the Dallas Cowboys if they can go down and perform on the road when they go to Miami.
It's tough to say that the Cowboys are on a similar tier as the 49ers just because when that team is fully healthy, they look nearly unstoppable. Sure, they went on a 3-game losing streak. That's one of the big knocks against them this year. If you can go on a 3-game losing streak at one point in the year, what's to stop that from happening right when you get to the playoffs? But there were some key injuries there. Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams, a guy who probably as important, like not going to win the MVP. I'm not trying to make that case at all for Trent Williams, but probably as important to what that offense wants to do from an offensive game plan. Shanahan relies on being able to run dominantly off that left side, especially when you attack guys like George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk on there.
Thank you, but I don't care about the NFC. I'm talking about the AFC guys that are vulnerable right now, but that's good synopsis of San Francisco. They did go through a 3-game losing streak. You have injuries. It's a long season.
I was going to throw out Dallas. I know it's the other one, but look at their home stadium. It's one of the indoor ones we had. When's the last time we had a really good indoor team? A lot of the playoff runners are outdoor teams, so it's crucial and curious if Denver has to play a lot of outside games in the cold.
Well, let's see. They've got to go to Detroit, 72. They go to Vegas, 72. They play at home against New England and at home against the Chargers.
Well,
just win, baby, just win. Okay, so the Chiefs are playing a 3-win New England team, and now all this news is circulating that Robert Kraft has made up his mind. He made up his mind earlier in the year about Bill Belichick. Does Bill Belichick have something to prove? Maybe Bill Belichick doesn't want to come back next year. Maybe he wants a fresh start somewhere. But there's a lot of things swirling about this where I don't know if New England and Bill Belichick are the team would just hug each other and let's go out and win one for the Gipper. But it's just another storyline coming up.
I definitely don't think that there's any game that Bill Belichick goes into that he isn't trying at least to be solely focused on the game. There might be a lot of outside noise surrounding how hot that head coaching seat is in New England right now. But I do think one way or another, however this Belichick, Robert Kraft, Patriots relationship ends, I don't think it's going to be a big, like Adam Schefter tweeting out, the Patriots have fired Bill. I think it's probably either going to be a joint statement, we're parting ways.
Yeah, it's definitely parting ways.
I could even see them trading Bill Belichick somewhere, trying to do that. We've seen coaches. We saw Sean Payton get traded. It's starting to come up again. Obviously, we hadn't seen one for a while before the Payton trade, but I think you could still maybe get a second round, maybe even a first rounder for Bill Belichick, depending on who you can talk
have
into
a contract that is no trade contract? I don't know if I've ever.
Well, and see that might, because maybe he does, and then the Patriots do have to work with him, decide, hey, who can we send you to? And just saying, if the Chargers get rid of Brandon Staley, that could be a pretty enticing spot.
This is kind of like Nebraska years ago. Frank Solich, wins 9 games, fires him. Look at what New England was doing for years, but it's what have you done for me lately? But the funny thing is, if you don't like these guys, now you can say that dynasty was all Tom Brady, had nothing to do with the guy on the sideline in the hoodie.
Do you believe that?
I think it's kind of playing out. And I want to believe it, so yes, it's confirmation bias.
I think he's a really good coach. You had a really good quarterback, and you put the two together. They win, 7 Super Bowls or 8? Yeah.
6, I believe, because
okay.
Tom has 7 on his own, and Bill Belichick won 6.
Okay. All right. Larned coach Luke Steinlage, after the Larned Great Bend game the other night, talking with Buddy Tabler and Gary Wagner on the Larned postgame show, saying, we just can't keep trying to throw the ball across because they've got this 6'6" guy. Is that what Ian is now?
That is the official listing.
Wow.
6'6" with ups.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good defense. You can't throw over the top of that. So the Panthers, we'll talk more about the game at Emporia tomorrow night coming up. Gary Parrish, college basketball columnist and sideline reporter for CBS Sports, talking about the facts that are there. I know K-State fans up in arms that, we let
Naquan Tomlin go. But I like that. Well, the expectations, we didn't feel comfortable bringing him back. Well, Memphis did, so why don't they've got one of the older teams in the country, and then their top recruit that he was talking about is fired into a car. What did he say, 6 or 8 people? Hey, come on over. Yeah, Jordan Brown. His status remains unclear.
And this will, kids listening, you can take this, as long as you're good at something, you can get away with a whole lot. And that's across, especially in sports, it always
Of course it
translates.
is. It's.
But I imagine it
I've
works
talked about
elsewhere.
this theory many times.
If there is, you do hit a limit on what you can get away with.
Well, depends on where, I guess. Just become. There's good donks and there's bad donks. It's a good donk, bad donk theory. I've talked about this many times. It's my father's. He was a coach. If you're a good donk, yeah, you've got a little bit of extra string, right? If you're a bad donk, no, you're done. You're out of here. Be a good donk if you're going to be a donk.
Yeah, the poor kid sitting on the end of the bench. You got a B on your report card, off the team, non-contributor.
Well, no, if he's a non-contributor and he has a B on his report card and he's one of them guys that hustles in practice and doesn't cause problems, is over there playing grab.
I was gonna say you got to because you have to keep the non-contributor who gets a B because he can help bump the GPA of the contributor who has a D. It's a balancing game. Team comes out to a C average.
Well said, my friend. Well said, my friend. Great Bend swim coach Carrie Carper, guest yesterday, talking with Mike Corson in the On the Prowl segment. Ready to see and wrap up the 23 portion of their schedule. What do you think about the first semester for Great Bend Panther swimming?
She knew coming in, because swimmers always seem to be worried about the WAC race especially. She knew coming in Garden City could be a problem, and I think they've ran into Garden City at all 3 or 4 of their meets so far, and Garden City's been up there. So that'll be curious. But also, we simulcast on YouTube, so you can go back and listen to yesterday. The bit about Casey Kennedy, here's a senior battling injuries. He's still swimming well, and evidently they're pretty good injuries. So it's not like, oh, my shoulder hurts, I can't do something. It's water. There's constant tension.
Oh.
So for him to be battling injuries and swimming well, awesome.
I mean, if someone wants to challenge me on this statement, I would say wrestling and swimming are the 2 most demanding sports that you can be in and anywhere.
And I've told you.
I'd agree. Full
okay,
stop.
all right. Hash, what do you think?
Totally agree with you.
Okay, thank you. Consensus?
I would say the cross-country kids have to run long distances to be good at their 5Ks.
No,
That's tough.
Completely. They're not using their
They're swimming like a mile though.
Some of it's 50 yards.
You're not wrestling somebody at the same time.
And then wrestling's
Yeah, but how much do they swim in practice? I mean, you're talking hundreds of meters in practice.
No,
and that's
have you ever sweated in the water?
Yeah,
one of my rules.
Imagine not being able to go into the water and stop sweating. Like that's just wild.
Wear a sweater in the water. One of my rules in life: never pick on a kid with cauliflower ears. That would be a wrestling tribute.
Well, and if you do, make sure you slap him on the ear if he tries to mess with you.
I want to see you try that with Trenton Kern.
Are you saying Trenton Kern has cauliflower ear? Is that
he's a smart enough kid to wear his headgear when he's wrestling?
There you go, Trenton.
No.
He's gonna come in like one of them ESPN commercial. Where are you at?
The door is gonna come flying off the hinges.
They're gonna show video.
And he can't be picking on the small guys. Trenton's a sizable dude. I think he's number 2, wasn't he?
Or if you never pick on a guy that's got 6-pack abs either, which takes care of the swimming aspect
Some
of
of those are show abs.
I might have a little bit of size on Trenton, but I think he's got me beat on sheer craziness, probably, and sheer just determination in the ring.
And some technique.
Don't get me wrong, but just kid goes around with a lot of energy.
Again, I'm glad this show's on because I can honestly say I did not say Trenton Kern has a cauliflower ear, and I didn't say he was crazy.
Oh, did you see him play on the football field?
He's a wonderful football player.
I was going to say,
I'm telling you
what. I think crazy is a good way to describe him when he's on the field.
Okay, and maybe someone can help me out because I am not a subscriber to GoPowerCat.com, and I've been trying to find out if they found out who this was. Okay, this was Tim Fitzgerald. In 1963, not long after Martin Luther King gave his final speech on a college campus inside Ahern Fieldhouse, a piece of K-State sports history vanished. The banner read, "Every man a Wildcat," flanked by a cartoon version of the Willie Wildcat and the year 63, and then it vanished. No one seemed to know where it was until last week when the former head football coach at Lawrence High School outed himself as the thief on Twitter, X, because he wanted to sell what he stole for a profit. And I looked and looked. I couldn't find the name. So if someone knows that, give me a call, 792-2479, if they outed this dude.
Curious.
So he's been holding on this banner all this time.
And then he decides to unleash it for money?
Could you be arrested for that?
Well, is he trying to
statute of limitations?
Well, and is he trying to sell it back to the university or to like a private? Because that'd be really funny if he's like, "Hey, do you guys want your banner back? I'll sell it to you."
That's what they did at Ahern.
I don't know who it is, but anyway, Tim Fitzgerald.
Did you see the sports headline yesterday? NCAA is suspending for like 14 days the transfer portal rule.
Mm-hmm.
So what are these kids going to be suiting up for like a week? It's weird.
A couple teams have bowl games within the next 14 days.
Yeah, I guess it does. In football, it would make a big difference. Basketball, with the ongoing season is.
Okay, this is my view on college football right now because I love the sport so much. I love watching college football, but I've just decided I'm going to tone everything out. And again, the show that is one of my favorites of all time, Hogan's Heroes, Sergeant Schultz. I know nothing. I know nothing. I am just going to watch the games and enjoy them.
Speaking of college football, Great Bend Post, the bowl contest, I'm in.
Really? See, I have the administrators thing. I can see what your picks are. And yes, GreatBendPost.com. We have 20 bowl games starting this Saturday. 3 on Saturday. Okay, and the games that are on the radio will be the ones that we're doing the bowl pick'em on. And you can win a 50-inch HD fancy Exxon 4X-2. I mean, this is a nice smart TV from H&B Communications. And
don't forget what we win as a staff.
Here is the trophy that will be awarded to the Sports Day winner.
Let's describe that. It's an Oscar holding a suitcase.
Well, it's the KAYS sales leader in 1991. It doesn't really bring me much joy or anything else now.
And I suppose I'm ineligible for the TV, so if and when I win, I will donate it to my bedroom.
Oh,
No, it stays in here. You can't take my sales trophy. I'm just saying your name will be on there.
I was going to say, we're going to get a new plaque, or is it going to be a homemade one? I'm fine either way, because it's going to be your handwriting on the plaque if it's homemade, and so I can't wait to see what you come up with the new cover, the new plaque.
Well, now if I win it, this will be a brand new. It will be engraved. If you guys win it, it'll be probably duct tape.
You should move if you do get the new one. If you do win, put it on obviously the bowl pick'em winner goes on the front, but you should move the KYS sales leader to the back. That way you can still remember 1991, what a dominant year it was in the sales force for Steve Webster.
Remember the machines like at Food Flash, you could put your quarter in and get football helmets?
Yeah.
I'll just throw one of those on him, and you'll never know the difference.
I'll put one of them chains on there. You can't take it out of the studio. No, it's got to stay in studio. I mean, just Sports Chicks pick'em contest trophy still over there.
You can just sit it in front of you whenever we're doing
Sports Day. She didn't take it with her when she left. Probably forgot.
That's so significant. How
but that's a good trophy because he has a briefcase. I mean, if you're studying the bowl games and things like that,
it could be
you're going to have all
laptop,
your information.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, we're going to talk with Nathan Brockelman, whoever gets here first, Panther basketball or Cougar wrestling, because Cougar wrestling's heading to a meet up in Atchison. So anyway, Sports Day continues right after this.
Get started with a career in healthcare through Barton Community College's Pharmacy Technician program. Gain the skills you need to assist pharmacists with the day-to-day demands of a pharmacy. Classes are 100% online and include real-world experiences at a pharmacy near you. Join this essential field in as little as 2 semesters with the flexibility of online classes. Now enrolling. Learn more at pharmtech.bartonccc.edu.
You don't have to be a pro to capture memories this holiday season. At Nextech Wireless, get the latest phones to share those precious moments. For a limited time, get the new iPhone 15 or Samsung Galaxy S23 on us. Nextech Wireless, home on the range.
Extend the life of your equipment with the best warranty program and risk management tool in the agriculture industry. The Cenex Total Protection Plan covers new and used equipment. Receive up to 10 years or 10,000 hours of engine coverage when you use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster premium diesel fuel and synthetic lubricants. With no deductible, the Cenex Total Protection Plan provides unmatched coverage to give you the power you need to keep your business running like a well-oiled machine.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor, today.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/FREE. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
This Saturday, we're giving away a $10,000 shopping spree, and you only have a few opportunities left to become an instant finalist. Today, your chance is happening at Rosewood Bargain Barn at 1215 Main Street in Great Bend. Stop on in before 4 o'clock and get yourself qualified courtesy of Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes. You can always find great deals at Rosewood Bargain Barn. They are a unique resale store where you'll find quality resale products, including furniture, appliances, rugs, exercise equipment, and a variety of home decor pieces. Enjoy their holiday sale and purchase a fun, beautifully wrapped holiday mystery box. All the proceeds made at Rosewood Bargain Barn go to the Roots and Wings Foundation. You have until 4 o'clock today to get yourself qualified. The Shop at Home for the Holidays $10,000 shopping spree. Stop on in Rosewood Bargain Barn before 4 o'clock to get yourself signed up. It's all brought to you by Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes, and Bauer Computers.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Sports Day also brought to you in part by Equity Bank. More than 40 locations throughout Kansas, including Great Bend, Larned, Maxville, and St. John. Go to equitybank.com. Also in part by the Marmy Auto Group. They're located on 10th Street in Great Bend. And the American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, your certified Cenex lubricant dealer in Great Bend. Time to talk Barton Cougar Wrestling. Is it Barton Cougar Wrestling or Hoisting Cardinal Wrestling? Yeah, okay. A couple Hoisting Cardinals in here with us today, Easton Radetzky and Derek Yott, freshmen in the Barton program. So how impressed were you when I threw out my wrestling term of wing it and roll? You knew what I was talking about,
Yeah,
right?
no, it was actually pretty impressive, and that's basically what you do on bottom. No, I'm just kidding.
2 and 2. Yeah, but that's a great escape route. That's a way to go, right?
It is,
so
yeah.
so we 2 and 2 record, boys, all time.
Hey.
Yeah, from 7th grade. Pretty impressive.
.500.
Yeah, it's not a losing record.
No, that happened over a 3-week period. So, guys, thanks for coming in. Nathan, if you can come over there and yank that mic down if you want to, that'd be all right. Nathan Brockelman joined us. They're heading on the road here a little bit to Atchison. But tell me about your freshman year. Kind of what's it been like for you at Barton, going from high school wrestling, a very successful program, into Barton program that's going to be there?
Oh, it's been fun. I mean, it's really way different than high school. Like, you couldn't even imagine the difference in it. But going from Hoisington to Barton, it's fun because, I mean, I'm so close to home and I can still represent basically my hometown. So it's just really great.
You said there's a big difference. I mean, what's been the biggest adjustment for you with as far as the wrestling goes?
Really just the whole style. Like you go from you're one of the top names in high school, and then you go to college, and you gotta like work way harder than you ever did in high school. It's just way different.
Derek, what's it been like for you?
You know, it's kind of similar like what Easton is saying. You know, your top names in high school, and you kind of go back, you go to college, you go to the bottom of the totem pole again a little bit, and you kind of have to find your mindset and find your style and what you want to do in college, and you know, you just got to work way harder. You got people. It's a little bit better though, because you got people pushing you a lot harder than what you are doing in high school.
Technique the same, or do you have to learn some new moves like wing it and roll?
I would say that the technique is you have to be more sharp with your technique. You know, you have to get it down to a base. Like you really just got to understand it a little bit more than high school. In high school, you can hit some junk and throw the kid on the back or something, but you can't do that in college.
Easton, I know you probably just tell me about your first college, because the new thing. Okay, your first collegiate match. What was it like?
My first match, I wasn't expecting to go out there and like dominate anyone, but I actually went out there. I won my first match. We were in Baldwin City, and then so I went out there and I was just thinking I need to hit my stuff, stick to what I know, not go out there and just wrestle junkie. I went out there and I won, I think, 10-3.
Well, then you just get up, you say, "Hey, no big deal." It's just
and then I went on, and tournament got harder as I went, but you know, to be able to go out there and get my first win really put me up there.
Easton Rudetsky and Derek Yacht with us here on Sports Day today. What was your first match like?
Man, I went out there and it was just a whole grind for the first 7 minutes, and it was actually a lot different because high school was 6 minutes, and even though college is just one more minute of wrestling, it bites in the butt sometimes, and you know, it was awesome. I got my first win. I won 21-12, but grinded that whole match. I mean, I wouldn't say it was easy at all. Went off the match, kind of sat down for a little bit trying to catch my breath, but no, it was awesome. It was nice to get my first win of the season and kind of get the nerves out.
Do you remember when Barton got a wrestling program? Did you kind of just say, "Wow, that's kind of cool. It's really close to home"?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew they had a wrestling program, and I didn't think I was going to do wrestling until like a month before.
Really?
My senior year was over, yeah. Yep. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool that I could stay at home at least and go wrestle, still eat my mom's food.
As a wrestler, you can't eat your mom's food, can you? Well, I guess she's a wrestling mom. She knows what you can have and can't, right?
At least a couple days of the week you can eat.
Okay. Easton, what do you think when Coach Brockelman got the coaching job out there? How long did it take him to contact you?
I don't remember like exactly when he got the job, but I remember like it was probably March or April. He talked to me, and I went out there, got my visit in, and I knew like right away that stay close to home, wrestle for a coach that I knew. Like I knew Coach Brockelman when he wrestled in high school. I know how he coached, like because I have some friends in Great Bend, and they told me that he was a really good coach. So I was like, take the chance, go out to Barton, be close to home, still represent. So.
Yeah, you're not very far away from Great Bend. I mean,
Nope.
you guys, talk to those guys all the time, so there's a familiarity there. Was he like what you expected him to be? He's here now, so that.
I always knew he was like a good coach, and Great Bend always had a successful wrestling program out there, and I thought he would be. I don't know. He's a lot nicer. He's a lot nicer than I thought. He's respectful, and he's just a great guy. He's awesome to wrestle for.
Okay, Coach Brockelman, tell me about these two wrestlers that are part of your initial class at Barton Community College.
These guys are, setting the tone for what we want here. We're serving out to the community. They're both highly involved in everything we've been doing as far as that goes, and they're hard working in the room. They're both fighting through some injuries, and in college, everyone gets a little bit banged up at times, and you just got to be able to kind of gut some of that out. And they're just kind of an example kid that we want to keep the local kids home, and just continue to build our program with Kansas kids as well, and try to snag all our local kids, Great Bend, Hoisington, Ellenwood, Larned area. I mean, there's no reason why we can't make this program just like Pratt or just like some of the other top JUCOs in the nation.
Okay, you're getting ready to head to Atchison here in just a little bit, right?
Yep, leaving here in about an hour.
Okay, and that'll be the last meet of before Christmas or the Christmas break. So tell me about this meet you're heading up to in Atchison,
Yes.
Benedictine.
Yep, we're going to Benedictine. We'll go travel, practice on the road up at Horton High School, where my father-in-law is. He's going to let us use their room again. Hopefully they can lose enough weight to get a nice meal from my mother-in-law. She fed us last time, so they all know a good meal's coming if they can get down to weight good enough. And then we'll wrestle 4 duels tomorrow. It'll start at 9 a.m. We'll wrestle Otero Junior College first. I think they did a rough time start of about 10:30 for the next one, and we'll wrestle Texas Westland. And then we'll take a lunch break, and then after the lunch break, we'll wrestle Benedictine, and then we'll finish the day out with Waldorf out of Iowa. There will be some exhibition matches as well. I was told that Benedictine is live streaming, but only the Benedictine mat, so we are going to kick up our Facebook live feed on our Barton Wrestling Cougar Wrestling page. So if you're not following our page, you want to watch some college action tomorrow. I know Great Men and Hoisington High School are both in action at Hoisington tomorrow as well, but we'll be streaming our duels tomorrow on our Facebook page.
Okay, and pleased with what you saw on Sunday at the Pack with your home meet.
Yeah, Sunday went pretty well for us. You know, it's a little bit crazy trying to run a tournament and coach, especially when you're the only coach there. But I felt like I got to coach pretty much all the guys, and you know, one of our parents kind of stepped up and ran some of the backside stuff as well. And my wife was there helping as well, so big shout out to her. But you know, we wrestled well and tough competition. You know, we had Pratt and Labette, both top JUCOs in the nation. Northeastern out of Sterling. Fairly newer school, I believe, if I remember right. I don't think they're too many years old, but it was nice to kind of see another team, as well as maybe getting a shot at some of those Pratt and Labette guys again.
Okay, Nathan, I did want to touch on this because this came out this week with a press release from the Kansas Shrine Bowl. We're going to have a Kansas Shrine Bowl wrestling duel. Fantastic. You're the president of the Kansas Wrestling Coaches Association. Congratulations. This is neat, and it's a long time to be waited, but you're going to go wrestle for some of the top wrestlers in the state for a great cause.
Yeah, you know, we're as a KWCA president role, we're definitely excited to partner with the Shriners. It'll be the Kansas Shrine Duels. It'll be at Newman University. It's going to be on a Sunday, the 17th of March. There's information out on the KWCA website and on the Kansas Shrine Bowl website about how to apply. Anybody's senior. Obviously, senior. It's going to be a senior event. Anyone is welcome to apply. We'll get that database collected and choose our matchups. The matchup weights are college weights. The expectation, obviously, is that hopefully we can get some colleges there to kind of recruit and just take a look at some of our Kansas kids and promote our high school kids the best we can to get them the opportunity to wrestle at the next
Yeah,
level.
I see Easton and Derrico. There's what's this all about? After I get out of school,
Right? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we used to do a senior classic, but it's been, I want to say 4 or 5 years, and it was kind of going down the wayside just because there's some other national events that were going on that we were trying to do at the same time. And, you know, fortunately, Newman's going to offer their facility for us to use, and it's actually right after I think it's the D2 National Championship there held at Hartman. So the D2s will be Friday, Saturday, and at Hartman Arena, followed by our Kansas Shrine Duel on that Sunday.
pleased the way the Christmas Clash went.
Yeah, girls tournament went well. It was packed in there. I know seating is an issue. I know that's the biggest complaint. Unfortunately, the main gym there at the Pack at the high school can't fit formats. You know, we can't fit formats in one area at the college. You know, I know Hoisington's athletic center can fit formats as well, but then obviously it wouldn't be Great Bend High School hosting.
Yes.
But I do know they do have a nice facility up there. But unfortunately, that's just the hand that we're dealt with the seating issue. And you know, the plan is to not necessarily make it bigger. We're not going to invite any more teams unless we get enough teams that cancel out on us that we need to at least bring it back up to about 35. I think we ended up with 37 teams. If all of them come back, then that's all we'll be at.
All right, Easton, what are your goals? What do you want to get out of your freshman year at Barton right now?
To say right now, I don't know if where I'm going to be at by the end of the year, but to be able to qualify for nationals would really be a big goal for me. And then I remember Coach at the beginning of the year had us write down goals, and I remember having a winning record is one of those goals. Right now I'm pretty close. I'm 8-9 on the season. So if I go out there and I wrestle like I know, I'll be able to hit that goal.
You like the weight you're wrestling at right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 133?
Yeah, I feel like it's a good weight. I match up good with my opponents. And then 125 in the picture is
Don't go to Derek's house.
long stretch.
Yeah. Derek, 157. What are some of your goals for your freshman year?
Yeah, I just want to qualify for nationals and see if I can do my thing there and place top 8. That would be cool. I want to have a winning record, and I got hurt for about. I got hurt at Iowa. I wrestled my first match, got hurt, and then my second match was a default loss, and it counts on my record. And then I had to miss Labette, and then I had to miss Nebraska also. So I had to miss a couple of meets and kind of messed up my record a little bit. But I'm 5-7, trying to get it back up, and hopefully I just get Portland 500 or above by the end of the year, and just go wrestle qualifiers, and hopefully I qualify for nationals.
You like 157?
I do like 157. Yeah, I face a lot of kids that I feel like that cut a lot from like 170. They kind of look like linebackers out there, but I'm taller than them, and I feel like I match up well.
Well, if you need to go down to the lower weight class, just have your mom bring us food over here. That'd be perfect. Guys, thanks. Good luck this weekend. Nathan, thanks a bunch. Congratulations on getting that Shrine Bowl thing done, and continue to be a great promoter of high school and college wrestling in our state.
Well, I appreciate that. And just before we go, I do got to give a big shout out to Derek and one of our teammates, Caden Foster. We know we got some injuries going in this. It's a dual tournament, and they're both stepping up, moving up a weight class this week for us. So we'll just have 2 opens instead of 3, and big props to those guys for wanting to try to take a team mentality into this last week tournament of the weekend.
Love it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We got to go, and so do they. They need to go all the way to Atchison today. Sports Day brought to you in part today by Next Tech Wireless. Experience wireless built by Kansans for Kansas and advanced therapy and sports medicine. Get your life back. Sports Day rolls on. Great Bend Panther basketball in here next on KVGB.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Amy Herrera, Regional Retail Manager for your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many people navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people. I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you how we're committed to serving you in our communities. At Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Venture Corporation is a homegrown company with almost 50 years of experience in asphalt, paving, and construction, and they need equipment operators, mechanics, and CDL drivers. Venture offers many benefits, including 401k and Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. Call Leslie for all the details. Work for a family-owned and family-oriented company that is here today and will be here in the future. Venture Corporation, South Highway 281, Great Bend, is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
I had a young gal come in the other day who has been having chronic back pain. Did a session just helping her to understand her pain, not understanding her back, but teaching her how her nervous system works. And just that knowledge just calmed her down so much. She came back in this morning, huge smile on her face, and she was so excited to learn more. It was a blast.
Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
It's time to talk Great Bend High School basketball with head coach Kyle Cree on Sports Day.
Welcome back, Sports Day here on a Thursday. Steve Webster joined in studio. Great Bend Panther time here on the radio. Head coach Kyle Cree joining us today for the show. Also, a pair of seniors, Parker Dix and Isaiah Reed. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Barton Community College helps me get a jump start on college with early college opportunities. With Barton's help, I earned my degree at the same time I graduated from high school.
That's my whole narrative.
You can take
We've got the two
classes on
seniors.
campus, online, and even at your high school with teachers you already know. With tuition rates starting at $50 per credit hour for select Kansas high school audiences and scholarship opportunities, it is easier than ever. Barton Community College helped me get one step closer to my dream, and it can help you too. Learn more at highschool.bartoncccc.edu.
should I have is mainly just a.
It's time to talk Great Bend
Should I
High
have
School
it?
basketball
Should I have
with
it?
head
It's
coach
mainly just
Kyle
a-
Cree on Sports Day. It's time
Welcome
to
back,
talk
Sports Day
Great
here.
Bend High School basketball with head coach Kyle Cree. It's time
on
to talk
Sports
Great Bend
Day.
High School basketball with
Welcome
head
back,
coach
Sports Day
Kyle
here
Cree
on a
Sports
Thursday.
Day.
Steve Webster joined in studio.
Welcome
Great
back,
Bend
Sports
Panther
Day
time
here on
the
a
radio.
Thursday.
Steve
Steve
Webster joined in
the
studio.
today
Great Bend
for
Panther
the
show
time here
also
on the radio.
pair of
Head coach
seniors
Kyle
Parker
Cree
Dix and Isaiah
joining us
Reed.
today
Thanks for coming
for the
in,
show.
guys.
Also,
pair of seniors,
Okay.
Parker
Okay.
Dix and
Very
Isaiah
good.
Reed. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Okay, very good. Well, I thought that's my whole narrative. We've got the two seniors in here. Good. Isaiah is back for another year. That's my whole narrative. We've got the two seniors in here.
coming in.
Good.
Coach,
Isaiah is back for another
got
year.
a victory at the Kingman Eagle Classic
Guys,
last
thanks for coming
week.
in. Coach,
Knocking
congratulations.
off Sunrise
Got
Christian
a
in the
victory at the
championship
Kingman Eagle
game.
Classic
Way to
last
go. Had to
week.
be a lot of fun. Knocking off Sunrise Christian in the championship game. Way to go. Had to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We actually had a mom take. And it was kind of cool to go back and look at those pictures because as a coach, you kind of miss some of those things. But it was awesome to kind of see. And it was kind of cool to go back and look at those pictures because celebrate after timeouts things. But it was awesome to kind of see these guys on the bench. Total team effort. Celebrate after timeouts and stuff like that.
Got another 14-point lead, then it got a little hairy down the stretch, but man, your team at that point really 14-point lead, then it got a little hairy down the stretch, but man, your team at that point really executed and held off Sunrise.
Yeah, I think it wasn't just one guy. It was everybody on the team. We were kind of fortunate, but to give them some credit, it wasn't just one guy. 6'9" on the everybody on the team. We were kind of fortunate. Another guy that's 6'7", they did have a guard that 6'9" on the inside like that. Another guy that's 6'7", and they had some good guards that could.
10 turnovers in the game. That was the key to the victory.
Sunrise. Yeah, and that's we weren't
10 turnovers in the game. That was the key to the victory.
Yeah, and that's for the most part we're working together as a team, and when everybody's on the same page, for the most part we're working together as a team, and when everybody's on the same page, we're taking care of the ball.
Kind of get a Junction City game. I mean, they had some guys inside that could score, but yet they kind of had to settle for
get a Junction
three-point
City
shots.
game.
And
I mean,
really,
they
you talk
had
about
some
6'9",
guys that could
6'7",
score,
but
I
yet
mean,
they
they
kind of
ended
had
up
to
taking a lot
settle
of
for
threes,
3-point
shots,
shots.
and
And
really,
really,
you talk about 6'9",
making them
6'7",
settle maybe for some outside shots. A lot of threes, 21 in the game. So making them settle maybe for some outside shots.
Yeah, and I think our guards, they were naturally that's going to leave shooters open down a little bit. We weren't closing out, so that naturally that's going to leave shooters open. If we can play with the big guys from Sunrise and overhelping and stuff like that, but if we can play with
I think
big
that's
guys
very
from Sunrise,
accurate. Come back Tuesday, go to Lauren, take care of business, get a big lead after first quarter, and fun night for everybody. Come back Tuesday, go to Lauren, take care of business, get a big lead after first quarter, and fun night for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, our guys were hungry. They came out a couple times ready to go. We would outlet transition to Parker, one of our other guards. A couple times, 1 or 2 dribbles, and we would outlet to Parker, one of our other guards, and they would we were scoring baskets, and we're hitting guys on the wing or hitting our post guys running their lane.
Okay, Isaiah, I was going to talk to you first, but since you're just the young guy here, I'll go ahead and talk to you. Okay, Isaiah, I was going to talk to you first, but since you're just the young guy here, I'll go ahead and talk to the Grizzlies. Really good games offensively, but talk about that Sunrise game, career high 17 points. Really good games offensively, but talk about that Sunrise game, career high 17 points. Hit some big shots in that game. Saturday against Sunrise Christian. How fun was that?
It was a really fun team win. I thought Saturday against Sunrise Christian. How fun was that? As the point guard, it was a really fun team win. I thought in some of our other games coming out that I needed as the point guard to push it aggressive and not only get other people shots, but myself push the pace more and just be aggressive.
You kind of known as a 3-point shooter.
I mean, but myself try to score.
You're also a 3-point maker.
You know, you're kind of known as a 3-point shooter.
But you're making those. You're also a 3-point maker. That kind of pigeonholes what you can do for this team. What is your role on this team with this talented bunch that you get to play with? What you can do for this team. What is your role on this team with this talented bunch that you get to play with?
That's yes, shooting the ball from 3, but I can do almost anything on the court. A lot of different ways off shooting the ball from 3, but I also feel that I can create. So I would say a lot of different ways off the dribble, getting to the rim, or finding other people.
In your preparation for this year, because everybody works hard. You know, you got to do this and do that. But in your preparation for this year, because everybody works ready for this team with the opportunity to do that, but I mean mentally,
I would just say shooting a lot. I'd say I shoot over a couple hundred shots every day. I would just say shooting a lot. I'd say I shoot over a couple hundred shots every day in the fall and the spring and back to school all summer. Just trying to improve and trying to contribute everything I could once I came back to school all after playing. But really, kind of this year, it's for some, you know, if you're a guy that could shoot the 3-point shot, and really kind of this year, take it whatever.
when it's available,
good look.
it's available.
Yes,
and
sir.
you
I
just
mean,
gotta
trying not
take
to
it
force it. We've
whenever
got a lot of guys that
you have
can
a good
score
look.
and a lot of guys that contribute. Yes, sir. So, I mean, trying not to playing our best. A lot of guys that can score and a lot of guys that contribute. So, if we're really playing our best basketball, there's not a lot of need to take a lot of tough shots or difficult shots. I would say just seeing everybody contribute and everybody get in and have the opportunity to play. I would say just seeing everybody contribute and everybody get in and have the opportunity to play and show
what happened on that one shot you missed. Okay, Isaiah, what's the problem here? What happened on that one shot you missed? You were 7 of 8 from the field, career high 15 points. Congratulations. You were 7 of 8 from the field, career high 15 points. Congratulations.
Be able to score.
How'd that feel?
I couldn't just do it by myself. I have to have guys like Parker, Cooper, Daxton, everyone just contribute to it. It's not just my 15 points, it's Parker's 15 points. It's like everyone contributed to the 15 points.
Talk about your role, how you see it on this team so far this season.
I look to come off the bench, do whatever I can.
Talk about your role,
this
how
team
you
to
see
help
it on
us
this
win,
team so
take
far this
charges,
season.
whether that's get rebounds, take charges, score, get rebounds, outlet. I think when we run transition, we're very tough to beat. I don't think no one can stop us in transition.
So when you start that game, you're on the bench. What are you watching? I mean, early in the game. I mean, what some things you're looking at?
I'm looking for ways they guard the post, how they front the post. Like maybe like if Jake obviously they're gonna try to get a lot of blocks, so maybe do pump fakes a lot more. Ways that how they when they score it, they get back in transition, or if they just show and gloat and stuff. And if they gloat, we're gonna run in transition and get a bucket right back.
Okay, Parker, what impresses you most about Isaiah's game?
I would just say his versatility, his ability to do really anything, and he's really improved a lot this year, I think, finishing through contact and just being very consistent, not only around the basket, but in creating for other people, too.
Isaiah, pull up that mic just a little bit here. What impresses you about Parker this year?
He can shoot it. I think this is probably one of the best shooters I've ever seen throughout my time of playing basketball. I like his way, how he can create for himself, but also for others, if that's saying back screens, flare screens, whatever. I like how he can finish through contact. I think he became a very better shooter over the summer from coming to his junior to senior year, and how he can create for others and create space and push the tempo down the court.
When's the first time you remember shooting? I mean, did you have a little plastic goal? That was
I did have a little tyke soup when I was probably 3 or 4, and
did
then
you dunk or take the outside shot? I mean,
I shot a lot. I remember trying to get it up to the 10-foot goal by the time I was 6 or 7 out in the driveway, and just trying to shoot, and just always loving spending time out there shooting a lot. So
Parker Dix, Isaiah Reed with us here. Parker, how's your game evolved from the time that you became a freshman in this basketball program to where you are now as, like I'd love to say, grizzled veteran?
I would say, kind of like Isaiah said, I've gone from really just being a spot-up shooter or a guy that could contribute fewer things to really being able to do a lot of different things on the court. And I think I've really improved athletically and defensively along with that, and my ability to also push and get downhill and get to the rim.
See, Isaiah, as a junior, you get a heads up on these questions, right?
Yeah.
So how's your game evolved since you came into Great Bend High School and got part of the program?
Going into my freshman year is obviously Coach Cree's first year, so I think it was just really more of a bonding with the upperclassmen and how they play. So when I become a junior or senior, I know what to not do and what to do and things that Coach likes and stuff like that. But I think as a freshman, I was very timid. I didn't want to play inside as much. I wanted to shoot the three, but growing up from high school, from freshman to sophomore, I improved on inside more, using my left hand more, and just shooting the mid-range a lot more and making my free throws.
Coach, here's your chance. I mean, right? Tell me about what you've seen from Parker's game developing.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, I think since day one, they really haven't missed anything, whether it's in the weight room, getting in the gym, working on their own, playing on teams in the summer, like Parker was talking about. But when I think about Parker, I think, defensively is definitely one thing I think about. His defense this year is pretty good. He's super intelligent. It seems like he's always in the right spot. So defensively, he's improved. And then I think distributing the ball and some of those things that he talked about, I think he's able to create and set other people up too. So, and then the last thing, I think just getting us in the offense. I think this summer Carter had some ankle injuries and stuff like that. So it gave Parker a chance to kind of run point, and if I don't call something, I kind of trust Parker. He's going to call the right thing and get us into something.
Isaiah has become a hybrid
Yeah, it's kind of funny to hear him say that he wanted to shoot threes because I think since day one, I don't know that was ever on my mind. Which, with that being said, I mean, he can shoot it, but yeah, he's tough. He's tough as nails on the inside. If you come watch Isaiah play in a game or at practice, he's definitely going to be one of the first guys that's going to step in there and take a charge. And there's no doubt about that. And then, just working on some of his post moves, being able to, have some counters instead of, everybody wants to do a drop step and get to the backboard. But he's got a good set of tools that he can use on the court, and then his mid-range jumper is pretty smooth. And he does a good job setting screens, and he kind of runs a dribble handoff where we call it the Isaiah Reed, where he'll fake the handoff and keep it and go get a bucket, and it seems like everybody falls for it. So Isaiah and Parker have came a long ways.
Isaiah, we go back to your freshman, you coming in, right, and you've got upperclassmen. Who did you kind of watch and kind of, not was your mentor, but say, man, okay, I want to do things like he does?
I think my freshman year, we had a tough group of seniors. We had Sage, Joseph, Stephen, those kids. I think I really looked up to Stephen and Joseph mainly because I played their position. I think where I get my charges from is Joe, and he almost broke the charge record against Mays, but they taught me things that you can do to prepare yourself for varsity basketball, which everybody wants to play varsity basketball, but if you can't play it, you're not going to get to play it. And obviously, I'm going to ask those people who have played varsity basketball pretty much since their freshman year and things that they do to where they can score and do smart things on the court.
All right, Parker, who do you watch when you came into high school? Who that you were impressed by their game?
I was really impressed by Sage's game, and he really pushed me as a freshman and a sophomore to really be more physical and to handle the ball better. Like I said, when I came in, I really shot a lot of threes, and I didn't do some of the other things maybe, and he really pushed me to improve myself because he would get up and pressure me and really showed me what a true point guard can be.
One of the best games last year, the game here in Great Bend with Emporia. Now, tomorrow night, you get another shot at those guys. What are you looking at going into this game at the Spartans, and what you guys have to do to get a win, Parker?
I think if we limit turnovers against their 1v1 and we move the ball well, we've got a lot of guys that can shoot, and if we force them to stay in that zone and we shoot over the top and also penetrate in and find good looks that are inside out as well, I think we can definitely beat Emporia tomorrow.
Okay, so. Isaiah, you're going to start over there, so I want the analyst. What are you you sit down, you're watching the early part of that game. What are you watching?
I'm looking for ways they react off the 1-3-1. If they play man a little bit, how they maybe if they again glow after they score, if we can push in transition. Like I said, I don't think no one can stop us. Maybe ways that Jake's using his inside, moves that maybe when I go in, if I guard the same person, I can use on him and stuff like that.
Okay, Coach. Emporia, that was a fun game last year.
Yeah, Emporia, they've got some athletes, there's no doubt about it. So the past 2 years, I think they were kind of expected to win, and I think maybe the roles have kind of reversed this year. I know Coach Baldwin there. He is a 1-3-1 guy, but it seems like this year he's maybe gotten away from it a little bit. So they're going to run kind of like a 1-2-2 trap, and when they play man, they get after it. So I don't know that anybody plays better team defense or works harder than Emporia. So we got to be ready.
River Peters leads them. He's got 22 points a game, had 18 against you guys, had a big second half in last year's game. Talk about his game and some things that, some challenges he presents for you.
Yeah, he's super athletic, and he's a team guy. I think this year they got him playing inside a little bit, so probably not traditionally a post guy, but, that's what their team needs, so he's playing in there. He does a good job getting out in transition. I think he kind of thrives off of getting steals and attacking the basket, so if we can prevent him from getting steals and getting out loose in the open court, we should be okay. But with that being said, he can score on the inside, and he's got a good three-point shot.
You got a little break coming up with Christmas, the Christmas break and all. As a coach, isn't it a nicer Christmas when you're coming off a win?
Yeah, and winning is definitely, you can ask my wife. I'm probably a little bit more relaxed at home and stuff like that. But, Christmas there is a break for everybody to maybe get away from the court and stuff like that. But I'm still going to be full force basketball so we can get ready for after the break.
Okay, holidays coming up. Parker, 4-1 on the season. I guess kind of your feelings on how you've played so far and maybe expectations for the rest of the year.
I think we've played really well so far, and I really wish we would have gotten that first one against Junction. It was a good game and could be 5-0 right now, realistically. And I think individually I've just tried to show what I can do and tried to show the improvements that I've added to my game, like they said, over the summer. And so I think definitely we can realistically go into after Christmas break and expect to do very well in our conference.
Okay, you get Christmas presents. You get more, Isaiah, if you win tomorrow night. Is that the way it works?
I'll have to talk to my mom about that, hopefully.
All right, so maybe your expectations here. I mean, it's an exciting time, isn't it, right now for Panther basketball?
Yes. It's just fun where you go around stores and you say, like, people say, like, good job last night or stuff like that. Just the community's really behind us, I feel like. But otherwise, some expectations I have is mainly just keep this win column going. You know, we have Emporia on Friday. We have Buhler Tuesday. And there's nothing better than going to Christmas break with a win against Buhler and Emporia. So that'd be very good. Set us up for Hutch when we come back after break and tougher teams like that.
That's right. We got a Tuesday home game, don't we?
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll be good. Another one before to go into break. Guys, thanks for coming in today. Kyle, good luck, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Big boy game tomorrow night, okay?
Right.
All right, that's Sports Day here with Great Bend Panther basketball. We'll have more coming up after this.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Zach Strite, commercial lender for Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people. I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. At Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
All right, Sports Day here on KVGB. Tomorrow, Connor Nickel, we gave him a week off last week, but he'll be back. Kind of get his impressions on what's gone on here in the first semester of athletics at the high school level.
We've seen how good of an interview he can do when he doesn't have an extra week to prepare. Imagine Connor Nickel coming off of a bye week.
Well said, well said. Also, Jeremy Combs, Barton basketball coach, will be in here on the show. Emporia tomorrow, boys 4-1. They have one win over a ranked team, and that was Topeka Hayden, who's ranked 7th in Class 3A right now. Good test for the boys tomorrow. Be great to go into the break at 5-1.
Should be. Excited to see what they can do. Kind of like what Coach Cree was saying. They don't rely as heavily on that 1-3-1, but still can get it done.